of our equipment's set up. But I want to tell you that tonight is I think it's a fun full moon. I really do. You know, we don't have any eclipse activity. The energy's nice and clear, and it's in Gemini. Can I see who my full moon, or my moon, I should say, rising and sun Geminis are, or if you have your Black Moon Lilith in Gemini, that's fun to know too. That will also impact how you experience tonight. I was telling everybody earlier, I think I have no Gemini in my chart. But for somebody with no Gemini, I love to talk. It is my the blessing and the challenge of being in my world is probably how much I talk. Look at you. Look at all the Geminis. I know. And Karen's a Gemini. So I always say Geminis bring the party because they're, you know, even if a Gemini gets grumpy, they work around the problem. They're very smart. I mean, I used to be a professor, I can tell you. Sorry while I get my shawl kind of situated here. Geminis are the intellects of the zodiac system, right? So if you're a Gemini, you're just an arty the smarty already. You don't have to prove it tonight. We already know how smart you are. You have no Gemini either. I have a Sag moon. I think that's why I talk so much. The beautiful Jasmine has prepared hot water so that we can make tea tonight. So our kind of like bright idea, which I think is super cute, is to do a tea ceremony tonight. And so if you have the tools for tonight, you got this gorgeous teacup with the tea strainer that we had custom made for you. And I want to explain the 3 pieces that you're getting. And then we sent you 2 different kinds of tea, and I have a whole story about that because of course I have a story about everything. Kudos to Team SG for putting this together, and welcome in. I hope you're having a really fun full moon. This is a chatty one. Like I said, if you are feeling chatty, that's the reason for the season. Yeah, my moon's in Sag. So our moon is coming. We have a new moon in Sagittarius on 12/12, which I'm really excited about. Then our next full moon is in Cancer, and that's going to take us into the new year. Can you believe 2024 is around the corner? I just scheduled my next checkup with my doctor for January 4th. I was like, wow. So happy holidays. I hope we had a great Thanksgiving. It is Cyber Monday, so everything is 30% off at sagegoddess.com, including your tools for next month, which I will show you. I don't want you to leave me right now, but did you see? It's over halfway sold out. If you want your moon phase and astrology journal for the entire year of 2024, which every page is custom designed. It's incredible. It goes through every new moon, every full moon. At every new moon, it gives you space for intentions. It's not like every page is the same. It was custom designed page by page. And it is actually part of your full moon in Cancer tools for next month. And those are at sagegoddess.com, and they're 30% off with code CYBER. It's crazy when we have a 30% off sale for full moon and new moon tools. We never have that. So I would get it tonight, and then there's a little prize you're going to win. Not a little prize, a whole bunch of jewelry that you're going to win. But for now. So tea, how many of you are tea drinkers? Cyber, CYBER. We only did that because everybody else talks about Cyber Monday. It used to be a thing, right? Like, oh, go shopping online on after Black Friday. Now everybody shops online anyway, so it's like it's kind of like not a thing anymore. So you can find the tools at sagegoddess.com. Karen is in the feed with you, so she'll link to them for you. You don't just get that. You get a beautiful custom art mat and a pendulum and stickers and a perfume and, and tea lights and all. I mean, it's a whole shebang. How many of you are tea drinkers? So for me, tea is part of my daily ritual. I have at least 2 cups of tea a day. And so what we decided to do for you, I always wanted a copper tea strainer, okay? And then I'm obsessed with the color gold because in alchemy, it's the goal, right, is to transform base metals into gold. So we had this beautiful Raku cup custom made for you. It's a new raku color that doesn't exist out in the world. It's all like peacock on the outside and gold on the inside. I don't know if we have any of the kits left, by the way, but this is the tools for tonight. And then what you do, this is brass, and inside of it goes your copper, solid copper tea strainer. Fits right inside. And then what you do is you put your tea bag or your loose herbs in here, and you pour your hot water over, and it's your tea strainer. And then when you're done, when it's done steeping, you just lift this out and over, and it's a very sexy way of doing tea ceremony. Oh, the kit's sold out. Well, if you have your tools for tonight, that's what we're using. Now, we sent you 2 tea bags, which are my favorite, and I'm going to explain to you, and you can choose which one you want to do. There's a detox blend. This is my favorite detox tea. I'm shameless about it. It's by a company called Tarin, and it's sin caffeina, so it's not going to keep you awake at night. But it literally has everything in it to detox you. It detoxes your small intestine, large intestine, and your liver. So it's going to fix your digestion. It's going to fix your liver. It helps detox the kidneys. It's like everything. It reduces, like if you have extra like water weight or anything like that. Sorry, we have to talk about these things. I'm going through menopause, so these are like daily things that happen. Do your detox blend. Tonight I'm going to do the Tulsi Cinnamon Rose because, and this is from a company called Organic India. We sent these to you because I love these 2 different tea companies. And these are the bags that we chose for you. Cinnamon brings abundance, rose brings passion, and Tulsi invokes all of the gods and goddesses. Now you can make whatever you want, but yeah, if you look at the tools, we have these for you, and you can see the brands. If you got the tools, these are the exact 2 tea bags that came in your kit. So yeah, so dandelion's in here, Sherelle. Dandelion, nettle, all the things. I mean, it is like the ultimate detox blend. I think there's like 20 different ingredients in here. So if you're trying to detox, if you haven't felt good in your body, you want a detox tea. It really does work. I mean, what did our ancestors do when they overdid it? Too much cheese, too much bread, too much wine, too much this, too much that. They did the detox. Too much water retention. But if you're not struggling with any of those things, you don't drink alcohol, you don't eat gluten, you're not 50 or 60 or 70, maybe you don't need this. So then you want to go with the abundance and the love and the Tulsi blend. So that's what I'm going to work with tonight. Dandelion, darling, is magic. By the way, do you want to know about herbs? Do you want to take a class on not just that, but everything else? So by the way, I'm wrapping my tea bag. This is what I do. You don't have to do it my way. And then I'm sitting it in my strainer. Now you can take the tag off, which is probably a good thing to do. Although Organic India doesn't have any chemicals in any parts of their packaging. They're very, 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 it's a beautiful company. So it's wonderful to support them. But I'm just tucking mine in my little container. So I'm going to tell you, I'm teaching a program next year called Apothecary. It is the class I've always wanted to teach, and it's the 2024 Sage Goddess online program. Registration is going to open soon. My current students will have the chance to register first, and they're getting a preview tomorrow night in their members only live gem sale. But if you've thought, I wish I could go to Hogwarts, I'm going to take you there. Isn't that exciting? And it was really born, the whole program came out of this incredible experience I had in the Yucatan jungle in August. And ever since then, it's been evolving and evolving. I literally was sitting in the middle of the jungle taking notes. It wasn't even born in English. The whole class was born in Spanish. I spent the day with an incredible shaman, and he asked me, do you want to do our session in English or in Spanish? And I said, no, we're in the Yucatan. We're going to speak in Spanish. So even all my notes from the day are in Spanish. But it's going to take us back to the roots of a lot of different cultures. So it isn't just Mayan magic and Aztec magic. Mediterranean magic, it's Egyptian magic, it's looking at herbs from all over the world, and much, much more than that. So you'll have to stay tuned. And we're really excited at Sage Goddess because we're not raising the prices on our programs next year at all. I know. Really proud of that because almost everything in the world has become more expensive. So we were like, hey, why don't we not? So we're not. So stay tuned for details. And if you are in my member programs, tomorrow night is going to be your private exclusive little backstage all access pass to learn about the apothecario. Okay. Now, for tonight, let's stay present. So we're going to make tea. We're working with our Duali-Tea candle. We're working with our fusion perfume. The notes in fusion perfume are rose for love, peppermint, which is protective and also clearing, hibiscus, which is also for love but also for wisdom and for beauty, hibiscus. And then it has chamomile to relax you. And then your Duality candle has all of that plus green tea, which is very calming. Matcha, there's green matcha in here. Natural matcha. So again, that's going to soothe mind, body, spirit. It's very detoxifying. The whole thing tonight is about detoxifying. Si hablo español. I was a professor of Spanish. I wrote 2 master's theses because I have a master's degree in comparative literature. But one of them I wrote in Espanol. It is true. And actually, when I took my kids to Mexico in August for my 50th birthday, I didn't speak English the whole time. And I basically told them, you're going to keep up and figure it out. And they did. I was really proud of them. I'm like, I'm not speaking English to anybody while we're here. So you want to order food, you want to, interact with people, you're going to learn. And they did. By the end of the trip, it was really cool just to see them, like, they were conversing freely in Spanish. And, you have to allow yourself to make some mistakes while you're learning, but si hablo. Okay, so we burned some herbs. I'm going to remind you, too, that your full moon in Gemini worksheets, it's a dream of mine to teach, actually, my online classes in Espanol. I think that would be really, really cool because it would open up what we do to a whole new world. There are people who really, they're just so much more comfortable when someone is speaking Spanish to them. So, and I speak multiple languages. I speak a good chunk of French. I read Latin and Greek, but English and Spanish are what I would call my native languages. Who knew? It's a fast fact. Okay, no, I did. I told them figure it out, or don't talk to people. So I'm going to open our circle. Actually, if you really want to learn a foreign language, I love all of the apps, right? I really do. I love, what's the one that we're all using? I forget the name of it, but I'm using it to learn. I'm trying to learn Arabic right now. And so they're great. The little, what's it called? It's going to drive me crazy. You guys probably know what it's called. It's on my phone. You guys using it? Anyway. I don't speak Deutsch. German is not a language I speak, but because I read Latin, I can read German because German is one of the Romance languages. Duolingo. So I'm trying to learn Arabic on Duolingo. Wish me luck. That's a very hard language. But it's my wish list, my bucket list language. But I'll tell you, like Duolingo with Spanish, you're not using, when you go to a country and you listen to the music and you communicate with people, and people are very generous, right? You make mistakes and they're very forgiving of it. All of a sudden, a couple days later, you're like, I haven't spoken English in a few days. Feels pretty good. So I encourage it. But I am a linguist by training, so it's my passion. So I'm going to call in our guides and guardians. I know, Arabic is kicking my behind. Latin's hard too, but I've been studying Latin since I was 18, so Latin for me is pretty easy. Arabic's it's a whole other situation. But it's good to be always learning, right? Always trying new things. So let's begin. Want to welcome in anybody new tonight, by the way? If you're new, hopefully you don't feel new for long. I know, wasn't it exciting to see Crystalpedia is launching this week, and it's in some bookstores now. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your support of Crystalpedia. I want to invite you to roll your shoulders back, call your energy into present time. And just be here now. Yeah. Wonderful to have you here if you're new. It's a pleasure, actually. Sasha's new. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There's music in the background. I'm going to drum with it. So let's welcome in the guides and the guardians of the East tonight for new beginnings, new cycles, new doorways, new possibilities. New ways of seeing, new ways of being. You are here. We welcome you tonight. And then guides and guardians of the South, gateways of passion, desire, courage, strength in the South. You are here. We welcome you. Guides and guardians of the West. That's the gateway of emotional healing and renewal, abundance and beauty. You are here and we welcome you. And then guides and guardians of the North, opening your doorway tonight for patience and peace, perseverance, practical magic. You are here and we welcome you. To the guides and the guardians of the upper realms and channels, the guides and guardians of our human hearts, and the guides and the guardians of the stones and the bones and the world beneath our feet. You are here and we welcome you too. Feel it? Amen. Aho. So it is. Yay! Well, Stephanie's back after surgery. We're happy to welcome you back. Eleanor's new. Michelle Mayo is new. How fun! Jan put me on the big screen. Now I feel like the pressure's on. It's wonderful to be here with you guys with so much love. You feeling the energy tonight? It's good. It's big energy. The questions to ask yourself tonight, by the way, and we always go to the worksheets. These are our free gift that we make for you at stagegoddess.com. What kind of duality do you have? Geminis always have it, right? So they teach us how to be at peace with our duality. Like sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm sad. Sometimes I'm angry and sometimes I'm glad. I was trying to make it rhyme. Are you always in a good mood? Probably not. Sometimes I'm pissed. Sometimes I'm alone and sometimes I'm full of love, right? So the duality is what Gemini teaches us to be at peace with. It's sort of like Libra, but where Libra takes it to a more sort of physical place of embodied duality, right? Justice. Think of like more like the emotional between, Libra's always trying to make the peace, right? Don't fight. Everybody needs to get along. Gemini doesn't really care if we fight. In fact, if we fight, it's kind of exciting for Gemini because then they can be the referee. Geminis are natural mediators. They're natural problem solvers because they can see both sides of a situation, which I love and really appreciate. And then what are your new big ideas? Do you have big ideas that are new? How are you going to bring those into the world? I hate to put pressure on you, but y'all got 1 month left to make some shit happen in 2023 before we're in a new year, right? So if you have new big ideas and you want to bring those into the world, tick-tock on the clock, right? So Gemini full moon is here to go, boom, put a big spotlight on if you have something you want to build for next year and it's going to take a little time to grease the gears, tonight's the night to get everything moving forward, right? And then Gemini is really good at manifesting. They're really good at taking like an idea and they're good at making it into a form. They're almost like human 3D printers. Like they can have a thought and then all of a sudden they manifest this thing in the physical world, and it's really impressive to see them do it. And then where are you not communicating well, right? Where do you have blockages around your communication and your expression? Maybe you are speaking your truth, but it's not in a way that's going to be received accurately, right? So how can you shift or modify those patterns of communication to be more effective for not just, you know, a small group of people, but a broader audience? Does that make sense to everybody? So that's kind of the energy of Gemini for tonight. And like I said, I love me some Geminis. I've always been really attracted to them because I love people with interesting ideas. You know, people who are always like kind of on to the next thing or can think about things from a holistic perspective. That turns me on. So if you're kind of an intellectual person, now Gemini in their shadow can actually overthink. Do I have any active overthinkers in the you know who you are. Like sometimes it's like you need to be like Elsa and let it go. They can get stuck on a groove in their record and it's like they can't get out of it. So then they need firesides like us to just kick their butt out of there. So Geminis can kind of Geminis can be a little bit of overthinkers too. Virgo overthinks too. Virgo plus Gemini, you're kind of screwed. I love you, but that's why we're here. to help you. We're all here to help each other, but you might get stuck in the grooves of your record. So we're going to anoint with our perfume for tonight, as we always do. A little bit at our wrist to bless our actions, a little at our third eye to bless what we know, and then a little bit at our ankles to bless our steps. It's a very traditional, actually, indigenous practice to anoint your feet. And even in the Bible, right, the anointing of the feet, the blessing of your steps is well documented. So don't just anoint your third eye and your hands and think you're done, because the lower half of your body needs a little bit of your vibrational attention too. And then we're going to light our candle. And I want to say, I think Team SG makes the most beautiful candles, but I love the scent of green tea, and there is actual real matcha in this candle. And you can smell it. So it's green tea invigorates you, but it also calms you at the same time, which is part of that duality medicine that we're working with tonight. Like it's got caffeine, but it doesn't ramp you up. You know what I mean? So you can still relax while you're working with green tea, which I love. Okay, how are you guys feeling? Starting to settle into the moment a little bit. The guides and guardians are here, so our space is set. So here's what I want to say. If you have the tools, awesome. Choose your tea bag and put it in your strainer. If you did not get the tools for tonight, I hope that you will go. I know in your kitchen you've got tea. Or if you don't, I know you've got dried herbs. I know you do. Even if all you have is, I always say, dried oregano is so good for your immune system. Dried rosemary, it's very protective of you. It'll clear your sinuses. Dried, what you got, you know what I mean? Dried lavender is very good for you. Very calming, very soothing. If you've got dried chamomile, which will also calm you and help you sleep. So you can tell me what you got and I'll help you sort it out. But at least go and get some dried herbs. Even if all you have is a little strainer. And then you can put it over your teacup. Or if you want to brew it in your water and then strain it afterward, that's a perfectly sound technique too. I will tell you, my friend Zena, who owns Magic Hour Tea, is my favorite tea mixologist. She's the reason I don't make tea, because there's no way I would ever do it as well. She does. It was just her birthday. I have no idea if she's watching, so I don't get anything for telling you that, but holy shit kicks. If you are looking for a master tea maker, look no further than that goddess. And a lot of you already work with Zena and her teas, so I don't have to tell you that. I stay in my lane. I'm very good at a lot of things, but I will never be her. She's so good. Isn't she good? And I like to tell you about like people I love who make really good magics, because I think the world is big enough to hold all of us. And I actually did a bonus class with her this year. She was sitting right here with me at Sage Goddess. We had so much fun because we're all fire together. I don't think it was a very structured session, but we had a damn blast together. So anyway, I love her so much, and she's a magic maker. Okay, I'm going to grab my water because we do want to steep our tea. And how long you steep your tea, if she was here, she would tell you it's a science. I'm not her, so I'm going to tell you. I just use my intuition. But you want to, do you see what I'm doing right now? I am pouring my water over my strainer. Watch. And then when I'm done, I will just lift my strainer out of my cup, and I'll show you. And it's no muss, no fuss. There's no cleanup. It is an incredible thing. I want to make sure I have something to lift it into. I think I'll just use my little paper towel. We're kind of informal here at Sage Goddess with how we do what we do. Oh, she's something else, man. We're lucky to have magic makers in the world. Do you know what I mean? Now, what I want to tell you is take your little quartz spoon. This is where we do a little magic together, okay? I need to send her one of these, actually. She probably has something like it, but I would like to send her one as a gift, so I will remember to do that. I can smell my herbs on it. It's so beautiful. Okay, you feeling it? I want you to take your quartz spoon in your left hand, and I want you to take your right hand and place it over the top. And I want you to ask yourself, what do you want to magnify this month? The new moon is not about setting new intentions, and it's not about releasing energy. The full moon is not about that. The full moon is about expansion, illumination, and manifestation. What do you want to make bigger? If you think about what the full moon does, like I was outside last night with my dog late at night, just enjoying. It was a beautiful night, and the sky was clear, and the moon was just beaming down. It was just him and me. And I thought, you know, this is it. You know what I mean? These full moons, we only get a few of them each year. Do you ever stop to think about that? How many full moons you will have in your entire lifetime? There's a finite number. That's why I do these free rituals for you every month, and I have for 12 years. I have never missed a full moon with you in a dozen years. You could go back to YouTube and watch me age if you want to. But somebody should do a time lapse. But I do it every month for free because I really believe in these sacred, unique opportunities to build energy, right? We're in a tight container. I opened a circle. I called in all of our guides. A lot of your ancestors are here too. And so what is it that you want to make bigger or stronger? What do you want to intensify? And if you can think about it, things that are aligned with Gemini are going to be better, what we call aspected, right? Because there's an energy already around communication and wisdom and all the things that you Geminis are good at, right? Balancing the hemispheres, right? Seeing both sides of a dynamic, right? Aw, Coral. A lot of you have actually not missed a full moon with me, and I just treasure that so much. So what I do is I use my breath. In shamanism, we use our breath, we use our saliva. It's kind of your life force. There's other things you can use too, but this is a child-friendly show. You can imagine what those might be. But I'm going to use my breath to just blow across the spoon what it is I want to magnify, expand, increase, and manifest right now in my life. And I want to invite you to do the same thing. This is your ceremony. Ready? And seal it in. Yeah. This is your time. It's a crazy thought, isn't it, sometimes? That we get, like, as conscious practitioners after we're kids, how many dozen full moons we get in a lifetime. Doesn't it make tonight seem so much more special? It's such a Gemini, like, way of looking at it. Look at me overthinking it, right? And then I like to just kind of press my tea bag into the strainer just to sort of release with my intentions, right? The energy of the spoon. And you can do fun magical things, like you can do like one push to the east and one push to the south and one push to the west and one nudge to the north. But like I said, every part of this set was made by hand. The strainer was entirely made by hand. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift my strainer. I like to really make sure I've gotten all my tea. I'm going to sit it on my paper towel just kind of off to the side. And so this has been infused not only with your herbs, but with the copper, which is kind of cool. Copper conducts energy and brass blesses it. So that's why we made you a hybrid. Oh, Blue Lotus tea does sound really good. I love black tea. Honestly, if you were to see my little tea cabinet at home, which is not so little, you would think I have kind of a problem. But tea doesn't really go bad. And I mean, I drink it before it does. But like I said, if you drink 2 or 3 cups a day, and I cold brewed too. Do you do that? That's become an obsession. Is you can just pop your tea bags in a glass pitcher and put it in the refrigerator with good quality water, and 12 hours later you have cold brewed iced tea. So you don't even have to boil your water if you don't want to. Now, this is the way I do my tea ceremonies, which like I said is really based in the earth-based traditions and Mediterranean traditions. So everybody has their different way of doing things. But I will tell you, and I bet if my sister from another Mista was here, she would tell you the same thing. I don't think there's an illness, let's put it that way, on the planet that tea can't help. Because there's a tea for everything. It really is true. So ready? So we are going to turn our teacup 3 times to the right, which is the direction of opening a circle. Ready? So we're going to turn it once, and then you can say out loud or just in your mind, I expand, and then fill in the blank. So tonight I am expanding wisdom. And then you can turn it again to the right and say, I expand, and your next energy that you're illuminating. So for me, I expand clear communication. It's good for Gemini, right? And then one more time, I'm going to turn it one more time to the right, and I expand. And you have to be careful, which is part of what I love about the ceremony, right? You can't be throwing things around. It's an intentional process. What's the last thing you want to expand? Oh, Jessica, I would love some linden from you. That's a really powerful one too for the divine feminine. I love linden. Now we're going to take 3 sips, okay? You know what I think about tea, by the way, too, before we take our sips? And let's actually work with this energy tonight. Since we're talking about Gemini and duality and all these things, I often stop, because I'm such a busy person. I've got kids and my dad and Sage Goddess and also hobbies and things and friends, and I often stop and think, what would I do for myself today, or how would I treat myself today if I was my parent, if I was my mother trying to nurture me, or my father trying to strengthen me? What would I do for me today? And so many times, even though my mom wasn't really a big tea drinker, when I make myself tea and I stop and I'm intentional about it, it makes me feel loved. It's like, this is a way I can show myself love, right? And if I drink it slowly and with intention, it's a ceremony. And that's why I love it so much, right? It's not just about slapping a bag and a teacup. It's about really stopping. And the other thing I want to say too, before we begin, is I want to take a moment to give thanks to all of the ingredients that are in the tea that you're drinking. I want you to think back to how long ago those ingredients were harvested, and then before that, how long the plant had to grow to produce the leaves that would dry, that would create your tea, where those ingredients came from in the world, and let's give thanks. Like let's give thanks to the mother plants. Let's give thanks to the soil that nourished them, the people who harvested them. And I think it's a beautiful chance to send all of that with this big Gemini illumination tonight, to send all of that energy back to its source with gratitude. Okay? The other thing, because I really believe in water and how it can be imprinted in energy, I want you to use your breath to blow across your tea a blessing for yourself tonight. Okay? Have you seen the water experiments? I've taught my students about them, Dr. Emoto. If you haven't, you need to go down the Dr. Emoto rabbit hole. There are still people who don't know who Dr. Emoto is and haven't seen, and I don't judge you. But I really encourage you, because he did experiments with water where he would have 2 different batches of water. One, he would speak love and beauty to, and it would form these mandalas, these crystalline patterns, these vibrations that were healing to the body. And other experiments where the water was spoken to in a different way, right? And the water would have this kind of dysregulated patterns. It wouldn't respond the same way. They've done it with fruits and vegetables too. How we speak to ourselves and how we take in our food. This is why we say grace before meals, right? That's why. It's not just to say, what was the joke when we were little? It was like, thank you for the food, yay God, or whatever. It wasn't just to get it over with. It was like, thank you for this beautiful tea, and to the mother plants that produced it, and to the soil that nourished those plants, and the hands that harvested it. May all of those living places and beings be blessed. And then say a blessing to yourself. What do you wish for yourself tonight? And blow it into the water. So good, right? You ready? So 3 sips. And if you wouldn't mind sharing what you're sipping in. So first of all, I'm sipping in, I always love to sip in healing. I think it's a good one just to illuminate, just to always call upon a higher power to illuminate your healing. And we'll put the link to the detox tea. I don't get any benefit from sharing it with you, but it's a fucking awesome detox tea. I hunted the planet for detox. It's got every ingredient, so we'll put the link for you later. You can get it on Amazon. But take this moment and be really intentional right now. What are you receiving? And then I also just want to shine a big old light on peace tonight. I'm very blessed to have this platform, and I'm not a political person, so I don't go ranting and raving about things, because that's not why you're here. You're here to have a spiritual experience, and I really honor that. But my soul is not at peace when other souls are not at peace. And the last couple of years have been very challenging, and it seems to get more complicated. So I just want to blow the breath of peace across my tea, and hold the space for all beings who have it and all who don't, on any level, so that it may be found, right? Peace resides within, but it also resides without. So I'm going to take a moment and wish peace for all children, all living beings. It can't be taken for granted. So here we go. You can just visualize the symbol too when you're blowing your breath, and then take it within so that you receive peace too. And then abundance. It's a challenging time to be on the planet. And I really do wish abundance for all beings. Abundance for each one of us, for you alone or me alone, doesn't work. You realize that, right? Everyone has to prosper, or no one prospers. We are so interconnected So it's weird to sit and wish for your own prosperity and not wish it for everybody else, because I promise you, a world in which each one of us has abundance and nobody else does is not the world you probably want to live in. So I prefer to really wish for abundance on all levels: material success, financial success, abundance of space and time to think and process, and all of those things. If I'm the only one who has it, that's not a good world. And there's enough for everybody to have it. So we have to really be mindful, right? So let's do abundance for all if you're open to it. Wouldn't that be cool for us to all do it together? Abundance for all beings on this planet at this time. It's really true. Think about it. Think about it. It's not the world you want. I mean, if you agree that there's an endless amount of resources in the world and that we're not constrained. And then, what else can we do tonight that would feel really, really good? What would you like to do? The detox. Oh, you know what? Let's do a detox. Do you know what my favorite detox? The detox tea takes all your organs and makes them cute and pretty again. I'm not a doctor, but it's very helpful if you research the herbs in that detox tea. Makes your liver happy, makes your intestines happy, makes your kidneys happy. Let's do this. I love this one. You want to try it with me? So what we're going to do is we're going to, as we blow, we're going to imagine every cell in our body receiving the healing benefits of these herbs. So I call it the invitation. So I want you to imagine your body is nothing but cells. See, I got a lot of them. But I want you to imagine all of them opening like little flowers. And I want you to invite every cell in your body to open right now and receive the healing properties of all of the herbs that are in this tea in the way that is most aligned to your perfect health. You'll feel it. You ready? So as you blow, you're opening every cell in your body to receive. Let's go. Let's do it. Right down to your fingertips. That's a good one. The abundance for all is so powerful. I really do wish for every single person on this planet to have everything they want and need. Immediately, right now, may it be so. If I could have one wish, it would be that all beings would have everything they need. But I believe that the universe is a really big pie. It's not like I have my slice and then you have your slice, and if your slice is too big, then I don't get to have my slice or whatever. That's not my vision of how the universe works. So I live according to my theory. Okay. Anything else you want to do? Can we do love? Love would be kind of fun, right? And then we'll use the drum one more time. Since there's Tulsi and cinnamon and rose and one of the blends that we sent you. So as we blow across our tea, we are going to both send and receive love on every level: physical, spiritual, emotional, mental. And by love, I mean complete, unconditional love that knows no boundaries, no timelines, no limitations, right? Just big, wide open love. Moon love. Lisa Red, I love that. Big, wide open love. Yeah. A love you don't have to protect yourself from, because it's so pure. Okay, ready? So as we blow, we're blowing out, so we're sending that love, and then as we drink, we're receiving it, okay? So send it first. You always send before you receive. Always say thank you before you say please. That one tasted a little different. It did. It did. Okay, so let's leave an open space now for you. So we're going to do one breath. That's just, it's your time. I'm going to hold the space for it though. So whatever you send out, whatever you receive in alignment with the highest good of all beings on this planet at this time. You ready? This is yours. I'm just here holding the space. But I'm right here with you. Mm-hmm. Did it taste different to you too? It's a different, that love one was kind of fun. Well, it's true. I mean, a love that really is divine, there is no need for protection from it. It can't harm you. A love that harms you is not divine. Says me. Okay. It's something, but it's not divine. Okay. I'm going to think about mine too. I'm going to stir mine a little bit because I want to get all the little kibbles and bits from the bottom. There's a little cinnamon and stuff on the bottom. It was sweeter, wasn't it? By the way, you know what I'm totally addicted to as a sweetener now is monk fruit. Because I don't like a lot of sugar. And even agave is too sweet for me anymore. Monk fruit's where it's up. If you haven't tried it and you're on kind of a keto, low carb situation, it's real good. Okay, here we go. Oh, it was good. Wasn't quite as sweet as the love one, though. The love one was kind of extra. It was different. It was different. Now, if you want to do one final step with your tea, don't throw this away. I feel the same way about tea as I do about herbs. I know I'm weird. I always say no ash in the trash. Don't throw your herbs away. Don't throw your leftover tea away. Offer it back to the earth. But I also like to anoint with it. So again, a little at my third eye to bless my thoughts, a little at my wrist to bless my actions, and a little at my ankles to bless my steps. Mm-hmm. Because it smells good too. And it's got all your good vibes in it, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to waste that, so whatever you choose to do with your tea. You can add it to incense blends, by the way. I mean, basically it's just distilled herbs, right? So there's all kinds of fun things you can do, but at the very least, like, go out in your garden tonight and offer it to your garden and, you know, pour it into the earth and blow your breath across it, you know. Do you enjoy that? And then keep your little set together. You can also take your herbs out of this once you've steeped them and cut this open and dry them in the sun and add it to your incense blends. I mean, nothing to waste, yeah? Raw honey is where it's at. I love raw honey. I love Manuka honey too. So anyway, this is your little set that I hope you will treasure and keep close to you and use whenever you want to make sacred tea. Make it a ceremony. And a ceremony can be every day. Okay, so just to seal the deals, everything you lit up tonight, love, compassion, peace, abundance, oh yeah, put it in your bath. Yeah, that's the best. You guys are so smart. Do you ever do a tea bag in your bath? It's good for you. It is. They sell like bath tea and they charge you more. Just put a damn tea bag in there. That's so smart. Right? So let's give thanks tonight. It's a big night for gratitude. Thank you. God, Goddess, source of all that is. Pachamama, Mama Gaia. one who creates, the one who receives, the all that is, the one source from which we come, to which we will return. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the blessings that are already here and already on their way. I know, it's so good. It is. It's 5:55. Make a wish. I know. I swear to you, the time. Well, it's a vibrational thing with time, though. Have you ever been somewhere you really didn't want to be, and it's like you look at your watch or whatever? I don't wear a watch, but like you look at your phone, and it's like, great. A whole whopping 2 minutes have gone by. And then you're somewhere that you never want to leave, and you're like, it's already gone. Time is we've made up time. It's vibrational. You can slow it down, you can speed it up. But when you're in joy, it tends to go faster. Happy full moon to you guys. This was good tonight. So I want you to blow out your candle and make a wish. Watch that smoke. Send that wish up. May all pathways be open. That's a great wish. If you don't know what to wish for, sometimes you don't. Sometimes I don't. It's like, open all the doors in service of the highest good. May it be so. Open the doors. You're welcome, Christine. Love you. I'm so glad you were here, Stephanie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There is no time. I'm telling you, I've had some multidimensional experiences. But did you know when you get outside of the fourth dimension, there is no time? And once you get out of completely out of third and fourth dimension, there's no space. That's why spirits can be in the room with you and also on another part of our galaxy. There's no time. That's why people who have alien experiences lose time, because extraterrestrial beings are not in the third and fourth dimension. They're outside of our dimension. So they don't have time. It isn't 5:57 in spirit world. It's 5:57 bajillion, trillion, quadrillion, nothing. That's why really, like, people who really practice and are in their zone have this weird, like, can sometimes have like a reverse aging thing where they look younger instead of older, because they learn how to play with time. And people, have you ever noticed when people are really sad and very focused on their problems that they age faster? It all slows down and everything calcifies, right? So we become extra 3D. You gotta learn how to play with it. What else are you gonna do tonight? It's what I do in my free time. I learn how to expand time. I'm one of the weird ones. Okay, now we have to release those guides and guardians. They've been so helpful tonight. Well, thank you for being here. We have had such joy over these last 12 years bringing you good wisdom and information. And honestly, it makes me feel better to know that there are dimensions of reality that I will return to where there's no space and no time. Right? So you don't have to think about the past as a memory, because that's kind of sad. Like, in those other dimensions, all that stuff is happening right now. It's all happening right now. You can go right back to it. All of your lifetimes are happening right now. They're just like little doorways into other places. So instead of sitting there, like, sometimes people get sad and go, oh, I miss my this, or I wish I could go back to that. It's like, well, it's all happening right now. You just can't tell because you're stuck here for right now, but you won't be stuck here forever. Enjoy it while you have it, right? There's something so sweet and innocent and muggly about being human. One day when you're a big spirit again, you'll go, remember that when I used to like worry about stuff and try to be on time? And I worried about what people thought of me, and like I had clothes. I used to put clothes on. Holy shit. Remember that? And you won't even say remember, because that means it's in the past. It'll be like, I did that. Look at those humans being so humany. I used to do that. I'm doing that in another dimension. They have clothes on. So let's release in the guides and the guardians of the directions. It's hard to wrap your head around because we're in time space, so whatever. But this is physics. This is quantum mechanics. If you're interested in this, you may want to research quantum mechanics and look at the particular nature, literally the particular nature of our universe, our multiverse. So thank you to the guides and the guardians of the world beneath our feet, the guides and guardians of our hearts, and the guides and guardians above us. We release you with gratitude. Thank you for being in our space and holding it with us tonight. Thank you to the guides and the guardians of the north for peace, patience, protection, perseverance, presence. We thank you and release you. To the guides and the guardians of the west, thank you for emotional healing, renewal, and really deep unconditional love. We thank you and release you. Thank you to the guides and the guardians of the south for courage, transformation, stamina, passion, and desire. We thank you and release you. And then thank you, we always end where we began, to the guides and the guardians of the east. New beginnings, new cycles, new possibilities, new visions. And on eagle's wings, they leave as well. And with that, Om Mani Padme Hum. Do you hear it in the background? Every blessing the Buddha ever said in one mantra. Cool that it's playing right now. So what do you need to do tonight? Well, I have a couple of surprises for you. Just for people in this live. So there's already a prize if you get your next full moon kit, which is coming up for next month, for Cancer. I'm going to show you everything you get. The centerpiece of it is your moon phase and astrology journal, which is custom made for SG, and it is beautiful. Every single page custom designed in-house. It's worth the price of the whole kit. But you don't just get that. You get your Cosmic Tides perfume. You get your stickers, because stickers to go inside your journal. It was over halfway sold out when I started tonight, so you need to go to sagegoddess.com, and your code is CYBER for 30% off. And Karen's backing me up in social, so she will tell you. You're getting Mystic Moonbeam tea lights, because we always have to have like a fire element. And then you get the art from the cover, plus you get a pendulum. And this is your pendulum mat. So you can ask a question, and we're going to do some divination. I'll do some live readings next time. And it tells you what the answer is based on your pendulum. If you go and get that tonight before midnight, one of you is going to win my Record Keeper Sapphire bracelet and the most beautiful purple sapphire star necklace on this kind of wine-colored titanium chain. Isn't that beautiful? Because I thought wisdom is good for a Cancer full moon. It's wisdom of the heart, which is really powerful. So if you get that before midnight, you're entering to win that. If you get anything else and you comment on my live on Facebook from earlier, one of you is going to win my bracelet, which is terminated quartz, obsidian, and clear quartz in sterling silver. I've been wearing it all evening, and it's comfortable and beautiful. So, and if you get the kit, you can enter to win both. And the third thing you can enter to win, because it's Cyber Monday and we're celebrating, but it's only for people who are in this live. If you say sun in your notes, if you shop before midnight tomorrow and you say sun in your notes, I saved something for you that is one of my favorite stones in the world. This is yellow beryl. This is Heliodor in sterling silver. It's huge. It is a natural hexagonal tube of Heliodor. These are super rare. You never see big Heliodor pendants. And do you know what Heliodor is for? Heliodor is named after the Greek god of the sun, Helios. And so it's a manifestation stone. And I thought, what a cool giveaway at the full moon to give you the most beautiful piece of the stone of the sun I've ever seen. S-U-N. Honestly, if you say S-O-N, I'll know you got the memo. Do you know what I mean? Let's not overcomplicate this, darlings. S-U-N, S-O-N. I meant sun, like the sun in the sky. But I'm not going to take points off of your quiz if you put S-O-N. Technically, Helios is the son of Zeus. So you wouldn't be completely wrong if we want to be technical about it. So, code is cyber. Put sun in your notes. If you get the kit before midnight, you don't need a code. You're going to enter to win the purple sapphire and the record keeper sapphire bracelet. And then if you comment on the live from Facebook today, you can enter to win that too. Because we're crazy. So one purchase does all of that. So here's what you do. You go and get my full moon kit, and then you go to Facebook and you comment and you say, I got my full moon kit, and you put sun in the notes, so you enter to win that. And then just by buying it, you enter to win the other thing. But you only have till midnight. Kind of fun. You can put soul too. Vamos. You can say it in whatever language you want. Soleil en français. Whatever you want to say, get the word sun in there. A good chunk of our team speaks Spanish too, so somebody will get you. You little tricksters, you. You can put a damn emoji if you want. I still will know that you got the memo. So yeah, so a couple of things also I have to tell you. Crystalpedia, which is my 4th book. It's the last couple of days to pre-order. It is an encyclopedia of over 180 stones. It's really affordable. It's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, wherever you buy books. If you haven't bought it yet, go buy that. That's the best holiday gift to give anybody. It's gorgeous. It's a coffee table book, but it's full of all the wisdom too. One of the cool features of it is every stone has a section, if you're a beginner, how to use the stone, and if you're advanced, how to use the stone. So that's kind of something new and unique that we did. I also wrote you in the introduction how crystals work, the science behind them. So that's kind of cool. And then I'm going to be live in Orange County, California next Thursday, December 7th at 6 p.m. at Williams-Sonoma South Coast Plaza, signing books. I'm going to have champagne. I'm being hosted by Williams-Sonoma. They're giving away an entire Le Creuset cookware set. Karen will put the link to get tickets. I'm trying to remember the link to it. It was like, I hold a lot in my head. If it ever seems like I lose track of things sometimes, can you imagine what my head is like? It's a very cluttered place to live. But Karen's going to put the link for tickets. The ticket is only the cost of the book. And then you get a book when you get there. So you pay for your book. That's your ticket. Then you get to hug me and have champagne. I'm bringing swag bags from SG. And we get to like hang out together for 2 hours in person. If you're in San Diego, you drive north. If you're in LA, you drive south. If you're in Orange County, holy shit, you're just right there. It's one of my favorite malls in the United States, by the way, too. Oh yeah, what's the URL again? Anyway, you'll figure it out. And thank you to my amazing sister Kristen and Williams-Sonoma for hosting Sage Goddess. Williams-Sonoma X Sage Goddess happening on Thursday, December 7th. We can't wait to see you in person. All right, y'all, that's all I have for you. If you're in San Diego, you drive north. If you're in LA, you drive south. We're like an hour. It's like an hour or an hour and a half away from wherever you are in Southern California. I tried to make myself centrally located. I can't wait. If it was okay with them, I'd bring my dog. But it's not. Turns out retail stores don't really like 60-pound dogs that are 9 months old and not always well behaved. But I'm not always well behaved either, and they're letting me in. Yeah, if you're in Ventura, you just go zoop right down the freeway. I'll ask my spaceship to pick you up on the way down. Cheers, you guys. Happy full moon. Thank you so much for being there. Don't forget your code cyber. Oh, the one thing I want to show you. Did you see? This is your last chance, by the way. If you need to go, I understand. But do you really need to go? This is, so if you spend, after your discount right now, 30% off with code cyber, if you spend $1,500, you get this. It is a 12-inch mother load custom made Earth Star singing bowl. And I was telling everybody earlier, I can barely touch it because it's so loud. Do you see how I'm barely touching it? Because if you really start to get in there, and you can violin it. So good. And you can feel it. My hands are vibrating here. It keeps going even if you touch it. Most singing bowls don't. It's still going. Sage Goddess. You also get the carrying case. So if there's a time to shop at sagegoddess.com and really blow it, we also have a firm and afterpay so you can separate your payments. All right, I'm going away. Bye. Happy full moon. Bye. Bye, Instagram. I'm all alone now, so I gotta sign off myself. Bye. Bye, Instagram. Sometimes I have all the helpers here, but tonight I'm flying solo. I'll do that later. Okay. Bye, YouTube.